Alright, now remember, just because I said it's the best way doesn't mean it's a good way. So we got all the sanctuary chests. There is a 0.1% from each one. There's 42 chests and there's 300 minutes respawn time, or 5 hours. You can clear all those. There's also the caves on Feybreak that you can clear out. 6 caves with 2 chests. They have dungeon loot, so clearing those out also gives you a chance. Then there's 12 more overworld chests spread out around the world. Also 300 minutes respawn time, similar to the sanctuary chests. Those are 2 options to farm for them. That's also 0.1%. Then another 0.1% in the dungeons. So you can do any dungeon, they all have the same drop rate. Feybreak and Sakurajima dungeons both drop class steel armor, not hexalites, so you might as well do Sakurajima, they're a little bit quicker. 70-minute respawn for dungeons, and there's 15 dungeons per island. And then you have the oil rig, 21 small chests, but then there's also one big chest with a 1% chance, and it's a 30-minute respawn time. So it's like the quickest time played. If you're looking at your time played on the game, this will be the fastest method. So I'm going to be comparing some of these drop rates. The oil rig is the only source I've gotten them so far, but I got 2 of them from the same run, which is odd. So 1% from the big chest and 0.1 from everything else. Then there's the chance for the specific book itself. So these are all the different sources. You got the Feybreak caves, the oil rig, and the chance to get them in total chance for all the chests. So if you look at how many times you need to do each activity, you would need to do the oil rig like 33 times per chest. The Feybreak caves are those 12 spread out around Feybreak, like 84 times there. Clearing the sanctuaries 24 times. Doing all the dungeons on Feybreak, Sakurajima or whatever 40 times. The early dungeons don't really count because there's like 200 of them. You can't do them in the time it takes to reset, so you can ignore that. And then there's the mine shafts and random overworld chests. So if you look at the time, these are just some times. If you assume you clear like the oil rig in 10 minutes, if you clear all sanctuaries in 7 minutes, and then we have the reset time. So we're going to be looking at total time spent farming, like only your time on the oil rig, and then adding it together with the 30-minute loop as well, or 30-minute reset per loop. Then we have the numbers for each hour per book that you spend. So you will spend like 10 hours farming caves, you will spend 3 hours clearing sanctuaries, and if you include the reset time, you get 419 hours, 22 hours per book on the oil rig, and 122 hours per book on the sanctuaries. But that's per book. Then there's 11 books, so this is just a chance for a book. So if you look at the specific book, if you really want, let's say, kindling, then you're looking at 60 hours on the oil rig for one book. So just like 4 pals, you're looking at like 200 plus hours. And then time played. This is, some of them are more time than the game have been out almost, I feel like. If you're just like doing the sanctuaries, you're waiting 1,337 hours per specific book. There's a lot of wait time. So if you combine some activities, if you every 300 minutes or every 60 minutes do an activity, let's say you do the oil rig and then all the dungeons every hour on Feybreak and Sakurajima, you'll be playing 13 hours farming the books, 141 hours played, or 141 hours for a specific book, just time played. It all adds up quite a lot. Like even if you're doing the absolute best method, it's still almost 3 hours per book, or 30 hours per specific book. With the oil rig, it's 5 hours and 60, so it's quite a lot of farming. I hope they buff these drop rates. Right now, you're probably not gonna see more than maybe 1 or 2 maxed base pals from these books in an entire playthrough. But for now, thanks for watching.